firm until justice speaks louder than silence. And stay safe. God bless Biafra Republic. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile. Great people of Biafra. This is the voice of Biafra. The voice that cannot be silenced. The voice of truth, resilience, and freedom. Speaking to you in the spirit of courage and in the language of liberation. Nigeria government has lost control over insecurity. Fellow listeners, what was once whispered in fear, what was once denied in arrogance, has now become a reality too loud to ignore. A nation staggering under the weight of its own contradictions is rapidly losing control over insecurity. From the north to the south, from the east to the west, the land trembles, not from natural disaster, but from man-made chaos. Communities abandoned, villages raided under the cover of darkness, highways turned into corridors of fear. Citizens left to fend for themselves. In a country where the government once promised protection, the question now echoes across the land. Where is the government? Where are the security forces? Where is the accountability? In recent times, markets have become targets. Travelers have become victims. Families have become statistics. And yet, those in power continue to speak in rehearsed tone. Detached from the suffering of the people, observers say. This is no longer a matter of isolated incidents. This is systemic failure. A collapse of responsibility. A nation where innocent lives are wasted daily. As fear grips the population, a new reality emerges. The people have lost confidence. Trust has been eroded. Hope has faded. But here, on this frequency, we do not deal in fear. We deal in truth. And the truth is this. A government that cannot protect its people has failed its most sacred duty to the people. Listen. Remain vigilant. Remain aware. Remain strong. Nigeria has failed its citizens, and in awareness lies survival. This is a wake-up call. You are listening to the voice of Biafra, where truth lives and freedom speaks. Biafrans stand firm until justice speaks louder than silence. And stay safe. God bless Biafra Republic. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile.
Oh, no. From every village, every city, from homeland to diaspora, hope is rising again. Biafra now our only hope.
Biafra now our only hope.
Oh, Hope for today, hope for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. We bring better news, make your head on clear. We get hope, now Biafra we dey see ya. Beautiful nation, shining bright justice and fairness. Now the light.
Biafra go be one beautiful nation.
Every Biafran go enjoy true freedom. Fine, fine country, shining nation. Justice and fairness.
Shine nation,
Justice and fairness.
shine nation. Constitution say
Everybody equal, one love for rich and poor. Leader of citizen, no different, justice go speak with confidence.
no oppression,
No discrimination, rule of law for the nation. Truth and justice go reign forever.
Biafra go get strong and better.
Where your home?
Biafra,
Who be your home?
Biafra,
Waiting be your country.
Biafra.
No more suffering and smiling. No more fear, no more hiding. Respect and dignity for all. Every citizen standing tall. Free education, rich university, healthcare for every community.
No more dying,
Because no money.
life go better for everybody.
Biafra now our only hope.
Biafra now our only hope.
Stand up now, make we claim our
Biafra now our destination.
women go deliver safe for hospital. Citizen go get support every month. Better roads go connect every city. Modern railways and airport.
Clean water go flow for houses.
Electric light go shine every night. Security go protect every family.
Day and night.
Everything go right. You fit waka free for midnight. Go your road without fear. Kidnapping and violence disappear. Peace and progress everywhere. Mama and papa go get retirement benefits. Nobody go kill you for Biafra and go free. Now wahala, the person done buy for him head. Oil and gas beneath our ground. Now the people wey get the land go control am. Resources go serve the people. Prosperity go spread for all. Anything we dey for our land. Now our citizens go manage am. Development go reach every corner. Nobody go suffer again.
No vote buying,
No rigging game. Election fair and play. One woman, one vote.
one man, one vote.
Your voice go matter every day.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for tomorrow.
No more pain, no more sorrow.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for
Hope for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. Biafra. Our home, our country,
our future.
our future. Biafra now our only hope. Oh. Millions roaming, nowhere to stay. No clean water, no food today. Kidnapped voices crying in chains. Silent echoes filled with pain. 19,000 churches gone, but faith still rising.
Holding on.
Can you hear the cry from the broken land, from the wounded hearts? Nigeria, they bleed. People, Nigeria, they bleed. People, they cry. nobody asks why. Over 7,000 souls don't fall. Every single day we steal their call.
Oh, yeah. Churches burning, hope fading fast. Since 2009, the pain don't last. 50,000, maybe more. Heaven they count every single soul.
Children without home tonight, mothers praying through the night, fathers lost no strength to fight. Who goes stand for what is right?
Oh, stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can have to wipe their tears, you can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps a soul alive.
Millions roaming, nowhere to stay. No clean water, no food today. Kidnapped voices crying in chains, silent echoes filled with pain. 19,000 churches gone, but faith still rising.
Holding on.
In the ashes, hope remains.
Greetings from here and welcome to VOB. Are we coming out loud?
Yes, Mr. Information Minister.
Okay, thank you, and welcome to Politics Insight on Voice of Biafra Television. And we are sorry for the break in transmission and the technical issues that has delayed us this far. And with us in the studio today, we have our honorable guest from America, and I would be the one to make the introduction. I will bring in the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, and he will take it over from here. Honorable Prime Minister, His Excellency Honorable Okechukwu Nkere, welcome to the show. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you from here, and greetings, lovers all over the world, Biafrans and friends from Biafrans. So we have our guests in the studio here, and we also have our lobby, Honorable Elias. Honorable Elias, please, you have to be the one to introduce and bring the one and only special guest we have today. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll just do a brief introduction of the ambassador, and then you and the ambassador will go straight into the interview. So Ambassador Tibor Nagy is one of the most highly respected State Department officials and career diplomats in Washington, D.C. It's a pleasure to have benefited from his friendship and his guidance and counsel. I've said this before. I've known many State Department officials, both current and former, but Ambassador Nagy is truly unique. He's someone who not only has a passion for Africa, but a passion for justice, which is quite extraordinary. And it's an honor to have him as a friend and someone who I've learned a tremendous amount from. So it's an honor to be here with the ambassador to give just a very brief, abridged version of his biography, because I know we're short on time. Ambassador Tibor Nagy held the position of Undersecretary for Management between June to April of 2025 and Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs from 2018 to 2021. From 2003 to 2018, Ambassador Naj was vice provost for international affairs at Texas Tech University. He also lectured nationally on Africa, foreign policy, and U.S. diplomacy, and advised two presidential campaigns during his tenure. He was the U.S. ambassador to Ethiopia from 1999 to 2002, a period which included the Ethiopia-Eritrean War and a robust anti-terrorism campaign. Previously, he was ambassador to Guinea after serving as deputy ambassador in Nigeria, Cameroon, and Togo. He also had assignments in Zambia, the Seychelles, Washington, D.C., and an earlier tour in Ethiopia. Ambassador Naj arrived in the U.S. as a political refugee from Hungary and received his BA from Texas Tech University and MSA from George Washington University. His U.S. State Department awards include commendations for helping prevent famine in Ethiopia, supporting the evacuation of Americans from Sierra Leone during combat, supporting efforts to end the Ethiopian-Eritrean War, and managing the U.S. Embassy in Lagos, Nigeria during political and economic crises. He was selected as runner-up for Deputy Chief of Mission of the Year in 1995 and knighted by the President of Guinea in 1999. Ambassador Naj contributed periodic op-ed pieces and co-authored the nonfiction winner of the 2014 Paris Book Festival on managing difficult international environments, Kiss Your Latte Goodbye. So without further ado, I turn it over to Ambassador Naj and you, Mr. Prime Minister, who will be interviewing the ambassador. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Elias, for that fine introduction. And Ambassador Nagy, welcome to Voice of Biafra. Let's go straight to the question. I know we have a lot of questions for you, and we appreciate your time. Ambassador Nagy, what have been your history of engagement with Nigeria throughout your storied multi-decade career? You have been Deputy Ambassador of Nigeria during a tumultuous time of Nigerian history in the 90s, and then dealt with the country as Assistant Secretary of State of Africa Affairs between 2018 and 2021.
Yes, thank you very much. And I am just honored to be on this broadcast. Thanks very much again, Elias, for the introduction. I've been interested in Nigeria actually since I was a student back at Texas Tech because the Biafra War was going on when I was a student. And I followed the events there very, very closely. Then, since all of my career was dedicated to Africa, we say in the American diplomatic service that you are not really an Africanist unless you have a tour in Nigeria. So I was very honored to be picked as the deputy ambassador back in the early 1990s, and I served a very distinguished American ambassador, Ambassador Walter Carrington, who many Nigerians still remember as being a champion for freedom. During my time in Nigeria, it was the military dictatorship, and because I got to know the country, I fell in love with the country and the people. I've been following Nigeria very closely ever since. It has broken my heart to see what such a country with incredible potential has suffered because of bad governance and other things. So for me, Nigeria is obviously one of the most critically important countries, not just in Africa, but frankly in the world.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Ambassador, why do you have a passion for justice for the people of Biafra, as well as similar groups such as Ambazoni?
Yeah, that's also a great question, because I mentioned just a minute ago that I know the incredible potential that Nigeria has. And I also know, specific to Biafra, that it is the part of Nigeria that contains so many resources. It is actually the part of Nigeria that makes the country rich. And also, as I said, I've been following events in Biafra since I was a student. I saw the incredible suffering that the people endured during the Biafran War. And even now, I've been following closely how the people of Biafra do not get the share of resources. They do not get the investments. and the after effects of the Biafran War, which was more than 50 years ago, that there's still some after effects which the people are suffering from. So, like a couple of other places in Africa, it's tragic, and the people of Biafra deserve much, much better than what they're getting today.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. The Biafra Republic government in exile has focused on promoting the U.S. recognition of Christian genocide in Nigeria and had aggressively engaged in lobbying campaign for such recognition in parallel with other advocates such as the Christian community and organization. These have been successful, with President Trump declaring Christian genocide in Nigeria. From our perspective, this allows for normalization on discussion of the concept of an independent Christian state in the form of Biafra. What are your thoughts about President Trump and the White House declaration about Christian genocide on Nigeria and steps taken to hold the Nigerian government accountable?
Yeah, the whole issue of Christian suffering in Nigeria, as you know, has been quite controversial in the United States, has gone back and forth. And the people who deny Christian suffering use an argument which I would label as plain sophistry, because people say, people who object to the concept of Christian suffering say, oh, you know, if you look at Nigeria, there are many more Muslims who die because of terrorism and violence and extremism than Christians. And what those people refuse to admit is that there are several consecutive crises going on in Nigeria at the same time, because you can look at what's going on in the Northeast, which is absolutely, it's a heavily Muslim area. So the violence that's going on in the Northeast is between terrorist organizations and the Muslim population. Central north part of Nigeria, it's kidnappings, again, a heavily Muslim part of Nigeria. Northwest Nigeria is starting to be impacted by local groups and also by some of the terrorist organizations in the Sahel. Again, an Islamic area. But if you look at the area where the Christians are being targeted, which is central Nigeria and now in the southeast, the overwhelming number of victims are Christians, and the victimizers, the people that are perpetrating the violence, happen to be Muslim groups. You know, I'm specifically referring to herder-farmer violence in central Nigeria, where the herders, the Fulani, are overwhelmingly Muslim, and the farmers tend to be overwhelmingly Christian. So there is, in fact, a horrendous problem with Christian violence in Nigeria. And thankfully, the Trump administration is taken it very seriously, unlike the previous Biden administration.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. What are your thoughts on the interconnection between the Nigerian Christian persecution issue ties in with the Biafra aspiration?
Yeah, again, I understand, and from my studies, the region that is Biafra is overwhelmingly Christian. And leaders of Biafra, like yourselves, have been very loud in pointing out the egregious injustice that is happening to Nigeria's Christian population. And, you know, there are also political forces at work, which we can talk about later, which also is very much against the Christians. So as a very heavily Christian part of Nigeria, the Biafrans have been, you know, very notable in pointing out the injustice and the persecution. So God bless you for that.
Thank you, Ambassador. The Biafra Republic government in exile, Brgie, heavily invest in time and energy on lobbying and advocacy in Washington, D.C. We have retained a professional lobbying firm, while the neo-Biafran movement has existed since the late 90s. A professional Biafran lobbying campaign led by Brgie in Washington, D.C. is very recent phenomenon, being less than 2 years old. Due to this change in strategy, in some ways, we have more success in the past 2 years than the previous 20. We have two questions relating this to ask. Can you explain to Biafran people why high-level lobbying and educating U.S. officials on the Biafran issue is critical?
Sure. Number one, I am not a lobbyist. I have never been a lobbyist. I don't get any money for the causes I support. But causes like yours, to get the kind of attention in Washington that it needs, in my view, really does need a professional lobbyist. And I'll tell you why. Let's be honest here. If you were to survey most of the members of the US Congress, people who work for the president in the White House, even people in the State Department, very, very few people would ever have heard of Biafra. Obviously, everybody has heard of Nigeria, given its size and importance, but very few people would have heard about Biafra. Not too many people even know about the problem of Christians in Nigeria, although recently there has been some publicity. So to get people, especially policymaking important people, to pay attention to your cause, to your issues, there needs to be a sophisticated, strategic, and high-level information and education campaign. And frankly speaking, in the American system, to get that kind of education, to get that information around, you need somebody with influence amongst American policymakers. That's why hiring somebody, engaging somebody like Elias's company makes absolute sense for, as I said, a cause like yours. African countries don't necessarily need a lobbyist because they have an embassy, although many African countries do engage lobbyists to promote their particular causes. So for you to have people pay attention to what's going on in Biafra, it makes absolute common sense for you to engage a lobbyist.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. In addition to the preliminary successes the Biafran lobby has had, where would you point to as lobbying successes, past or current, for groups similar to the Biafrans?
Yeah, for groups such as yours, lobbying is really about the only way that they can get their cause into the attention of American policymakers. So I would point, in the past, liberation struggles, which were trying to get justice for their cause, the African National Congress, leading to the freedom in South Africa, the Sudan People's Liberation Movement. Now you have successful efforts. For example, Somaliland. Like you, Somaliland has gotten a lot of attention recently. Your friends across the border in Anglophone Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, the Ambazonians, they're also trying to pursue their cause for justice. So again, these are the kind of causes that get the best efforts through engaging with a lobbyist in Washington.
Thank you, Ambassador. So what you're saying is that what Biafra Republic government is doing is the right way to to get the attention of U.S. government and the right way to also get our freedom. Correct?
Absolutely. And again, it means engaging the right person, because unfortunately, as with anything, there are some people who are very effective at doing this, and there are other people who are not so effective at doing this. So it's essential for you to have engage somebody who knows the people in Congress, who knows the people in the White House, who knows who does what at the U.S. Department of State, uh, to make sure that your cause is promoted the way that you want to promote it.
Thank you very much, and special thank you to our lobby, Elias, for being our voice in Washington. Thank you, Elias. The Biafra Republic government in exile has transaction approach in engaging the U.S. government, making beneficial offers in the area of defense, security, and natural resources in exchange for U.S. political support, similar to what Somaliland is doing. What are your thoughts on this approach?
Okay, so I am not now speaking for the U.S. government. That's very important to say. I am no longer working for the U.S. government. I've now retired 4 times, so currently I'm retired. But obviously, Biafra has incredible natural resources. Biafra has incredible human resources. So if you're offering that kind of a transactional deal, then in my view, that would be looked at positively, from especially people in the Trump administration, because as you mentioned, President Trump has been a very transactional president. He's not looking for, long-term this or long-term that. He's looking for what is the interest of the United States of America. And as Secretary of State Marco Rubio himself says, whenever the United States engages overseas, it should meet one of 3 qualifications. Does it make America more secure? Does it make America stronger? Does it make America more prosperous? So what you are wanting to offer obviously would meet, I think, all 3 of those criteria.
Thank you, Ambassador. But Ambassador, we believe that your voice matters. You might be retired, but you still ambassador, and we believe that U.S. government is still listening to you. Thank you very much. As a follow-up for the previous question, Biafra Republic government in exile, which is Brgie, I think you already answered that question. So let me just go on. And for years, the Nigerian government has used terrorism in the country as an excuse to ask for arms sale to Nigeria. Instead of using the weapon to fight Boko Haram, either the Nigerian government will use the weapon to engage in military action against Biafra, or provide those weapons to so-called reintegrate terrorists. Now, there is a shift towards direct U.S. counter-terrorism action in Nigeria, perhaps reflecting concern about the Nigerian military intention. So the question goes, what are your thoughts regarding arms sale to Nigeria? Should they block, or at least condition attached the U.S. arm cannot be used against Biafrans and the Christian population?
Yes, so let's look at today's world. The truth is that any country or even movement with the funds is able to get weapons. We've seen that around, whether it's good guys or bad guys. So the Nigerian military is going to get weapons. So I would be very much in favor of very strict conditionality on any U.S. arms sales to Nigeria. When I was Assistant Secretary of State for Africa, we saw the same thing with Cameroon, because we were providing Cameroon military assistance to fight against the Islamic extremists in the far north of Cameroon. But it turned out that some of that was being used against the Ambazonia movement. So at that time, the United States cut back on some of the military assistance to Cameroon. So, in my view, given today's world, yes, it's it may as well do the military support, but it has to be with very strong conditionality, because if the United States doesn't engage in military support, then they turn to China, they turn to Russia, they turn to Belarus, other places. But conditionality is extremely important.
Thank you, Ambassador. And as also a follow-up to the previous question, Brgie has offered the U.S. military base in Biafran territory, which would provide the U.S. valuable access to the Gulf of Guinea. We know how important the Gulf of Guinea is. We believe this is valuable, given increased terrorism in West Africa and the loss of U.S. presence in the Sahel. This idea of having U.S. military base in Biafra has been spoken about by foreign policy experts in Washington, D.C. What do you think of this idea?
Again, I cannot speak for the U.S. government, but obviously, the United States is looking for strategic geopolitical areas for basing rights. So, in your engagement, that obviously would be something else that would be attractive for you to be putting on the table.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador. I also have another question regarding this. Can the Biafran military force, the Biafran Defense Force, Biafran Liberation Army, be an alternative for the U.S. in the area of Nigerian military, similar to how the Kurds have been helpful to U.S. in Middle East?
Well, right now, official U.S. government policy is to recognize Nigeria. So that kind of a question would only be applicable in the future if there's further political evolution that goes on. Because right now, the United States of America deals with the Nigerian military, not with other components. Even in the case right now of Somaliland, which actually runs its own territory, it has an army, and I know that our own Pentagon would be very open to engaging with them, but their engagement is limited because the United States policy is still to view one Somalia instead of individually recognizing Somaliland. So, your situation probably would be similar. So it would depend on future evolution.
Thank you, Ambassador. While our focus is achieving self-determination for Biafra, we do follow the event in broader Nigeria as well. Many have observed that Nigeria is no longer a democracy and is moving toward a one-party rule and is looking to rig the 2027 elections. What are your thoughts on this, and what should the U.S. reaction be if the 2027 election do end up being rigged? You may have a unique insight into this, given your time as U.S. Deputy Ambassador to Nigeria during the annulment of the 1993 election and the rise of Sani Abacha.
Yeah, I mentioned I was there when Bashir and Abiola actually won the election. I got to know him pretty well, and he was an extremely frustrated man because I think the results were obvious to everybody, but Sani Abacha, Sani Abacha made himself the ruler of Nigeria. So Nigeria's had a very precarious political past, and it is in very dangerous territory again. You gentlemen all know that there was an understanding, not formal, but an informal understanding, that Muslim presidents would be followed by Christian presidents. And there was also an understanding that if the president was Muslim, the vice president would be Christian, and vice versa. And we also know now that that agreement has been broken. We've had Muslim presidents now, I think, for, if I'm right, for over 10 years. So the political situation is precarious. There have been some fairly influential people recently, including some of your human rights champions, who have cautioned that if people don't look out, then the country's on its way to the same road that unfortunately we have seen in some other African countries of it becoming a single party state. I think, when democracy was restored and Obasanjo became president, I think it was a very well-devised plan to make sure that there would be at least two, if not more, national political parties. And it would be tragic for the rest of Nigeria if that system was now overthrown.
Thank you, Ambassador. Would a turn of Nigeria to one party rule also provide even greater reason and justification for Biafra aspirations?
Well, that's obviously up to the people of Biafra and the people of Nigeria. That's not the kind of decision that anybody outside can make for you. But, that's definitely something that I'm sure that your leaders would put into the equation, because I understand that the whole thrust for what you're wanting to achieve is coming because the people feel marginalized. They feel like second-class citizens. They feel like they have not been getting their share of the national treasures, even though they are providing much more than their share to the nation. So, that's the kind of frustration that leads people to look around and say, there must be a better way to do this.
Thank you, Ambassador. I know because of time, we still have a few more minutes left. From our conversation in Washington, D.C., U.S. officials are open to exploring possibility with us, which by their own admission, they will not have even considered just one or two of these years ago. We suspect that this is not only due to our education campaign, but also U.S. dissatisfaction with the Nigerian government. What are your thoughts on the performance of the Nigerian government, as well as how we can keep pushing the envelope forward?
You are absolutely right. It's almost like a demand and a supply factor, because on the one hand, you have American policymakers who have become extremely disappointed in Nigeria. The victimization of Christians has been probably the most dramatic recent issue which has popped up, which American politicians and policymakers of all parties are looking at and saying, this is absolutely wrong. But as we all know, sitting here, that Nigeria is undergoing a series of extremely difficult and very serious crises. Most countries, any one of which would be existential, but somehow, you have to say the Nigerian people are extremely tough, because they always get through these crises one after the other. But now they're going on at the same time. And with all of the crises going on, with all of the disappointment in Nigeria, all of a sudden you have your group, which is stepping forward, which is educating people and informing people about this solution that might be right in front of their eyes if they were to follow it, or if they were to support it. So you have the interior factors and you have the exterior factors. And all I can say is that you are making your push at a very timely moment of history.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And we always are going to be grateful for somebody like you with your voice, and also our lobby here, Elias. We have already pushed a lot in Washington D.C. A lot have happened. A lot of education meeting after meeting, just like throughout last week. Even we travel far and wide, all the way to even Florida. So it's just a lot. And the people of Nigeria, those that identify themselves as Nigeria, are crying. They are tired. They can't afford food to eat, no road, no electricity, nothing is working. Everything is just falling apart. The people themselves are tired. Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
and
And can I just
DC,
can I just say one thing? One thing I have noticed: Nigerians who leave Nigeria end up doing extremely well. When I was vice provost at Texas Tech, uh, I was in charge of all the international programs, and we had quite a few Nigerian students. So among the international student groups, the top grades were received by the Chinese students, but the second group were the Nigerian students. And most of them were in engineering or business. And I've always said, when Nigerians do so well outside of Nigeria, why in the world cannot it be one of the greatest countries on earth? Nigerians should be able to do just as well inside Nigeria as they do outside of Nigeria. And unfortunately, what has been stopping them has been the government.
yeah, you're absolutely right on that. Just because of the foundation of Nigeria, is built on faulty foundation. The division is just too much. That brought me to a former president called Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan quote from former president before him, like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, and other before him, that they said that Nigeria, that the British government is trying to make it work, but the people are not making it work because the people are different. So they always like if the Yoruba today happen to be the president, the from the southeast Biafrans, they're not gonna like it. If the north happen to be the president, both the southwest, southeast, they have problem. Then if it just don't just work. So I think the best thing is ours to go our separate way, and that's where it's heading to. Thank God that US is doing what they're supposed to do as leader of the free world now, and I'm so happy because going to Washington for the past 2 years, Elias have really taken me on a journey. We have a lot of meet a lot of US. Actually, we have met with you, I believe, 3 or 4 times too. So, and what we hear coming from Washington, they are now beginning to shift, move from how they think about Nigeria before, because now they find out it's not going to work. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
And just one thing I want to add, Prime Minister, too. I think another timely aspect, and Ambassador, you might find this interesting, is that unlike in the 1960s during the first Biafran civil war, when you had a strong sense of Nigerian nationalism, because so many communities throughout Nigeria had been marginalized, unlike in the 1960s, a lot of Nigerians outside of Biafra, people from other tribes and other regions of the country, are not opposed to what the Biafrans are doing because they themselves have been victims of either bad governance in Nigeria or have been victims of terrorism and these general plights. So if you in monitoring and speaking with non-Biafrans, the mindset of a lot of not the government but the Nigerian people is, okay, if the Biafrans want to go, let them go, because we're also suffering a lot of the same issues. So I think the good thing is I don't think we're going to have a repeat of the 67 to 70 war, because a lot of people throughout the country see the flaws in the system and now personally relate to many of the things that the Biafrans have gone through. Granted, the Nigerian government is, of course, vociferously opposed to the to what the Biafran aspirations are. But putting the government aside, I think in terms of the general population, even outside of Biafra, there's a lot of, if not sympathy, at least understanding. And I don't think the Nigerian government will even have the moral support to engage in a heavily militarized conflict against the Biafrans. I think what they're doing against the Biafrans is already unpopular throughout the country. Even many non-Biafrans have criticized the Nigerian government for their heavy-handedness in dealing with the Biafrans. And I think from a population perspective, I think many things are moving our way. Of course, the Nigerian government has its vested interests, and they'll be much more aggressive towards the Biafrans for the foreseeable future. So I just want to add that perspective as well.
Thank you very much, Elias. And Ambassador, I know we have thrown a lot of questions on you. We just have a few more to go. And they actually shocked me, and I believe it shocked other people when they see this, find out that the same people that have been massacred today, like the Middle Belt, both the minority in the north, these are the same people that fought against Biafra, killed Biafrans in millions. And these are the same people that years ago, all of them be campaigning one Nigeria to save Nigeria. The same Nigeria they try to save is killing them. So they themselves, I believe, they want to leave, they want to exit Nigeria. They are getting tired. We need to save the life of the Middle Belt, minority in the north, even the Muslim moderate, whether Muslim moderate or whatever, no one deserves to die. So, each region just have to go their separate way. I believe even the north will live better on their own, the southwest will be better on their own, the southeast, which is Biafra, will be better on our own, and the Middle Belt, and they are good in agriculture, did not have a gold. There's gold in Zamfara, so the southwest have minerals, and they also have a potential of surviving as a country of their own. We Biafrans also, we also survive on our own, of which if they don't, we will help them. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Ambassador, we have just two more questions for you. What are your thoughts on how Biafrans should frame the Biafran struggle to the U.S. government and to international audience who may be unfamiliar with the conflict?
I personally think that Elias is eminently qualified in that regard, because the way to do it is to present very much what you were just saying, is that Biafra, I think historically, the term was used in the 17th century, in the 1600s. So there is a distinct history, there is a distinct people, there is a close historical record. Then you had the horrendous circumstances of the war, the incredible suffering. I forgot if it was up to 2 million people who died. Now you're a region of anywhere from, I don't think there's been a census, but I know estimates go from 50 million to 70 million people in the region, very heavily Christianized. The last thing Biafra would want is to have any part of Sharia law, which exists, I think, now in 19 northern states of Nigeria. So it's almost like, I've heard Elias, it was, I think, Michael Rubin, who referred to a second wave of decolonization, that the first wave of decolonization in Africa was against the European powers that had colonized it. Now, colonialism is not necessarily by somebody who's a different race, because being Hungarian, we were colonized by Austrians and Russians along with the Turks. So it can be that, in today's Africa, that some people see themselves being colonized by a fellow African ethnic group, and those forces are steering very quickly. So, information, education, the truth about what's going on, the truth that has gone on, and the kind of future that you want. I have never, said it has to be independence. My own campaign has always been for justice and equality and fairness for all of the people, and that's what I absolutely believe in, and that's the points that you should be making.
Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
Ambassador. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much, Ambassador. And that justice, that's where we are. Because when you mention of Sharia law, we are Christians, 100% Christians. From that, we Biafrans, that's who we are as Christians. Sharia law is a no go for Biafran people. And these Islamic jihadist terrorists, with their own ideology, they said we must be converted to Islam, of which they want to Islamize us. So automatically, the division is there. It's just we need justice because it's not going to work, and justice have to play its own role, its own part here. Since we are not going to accept that Sharia law, and it's part of the reason why all feeling the middle belt and even a minority in the north, and they are actually pushing it towards the Biafran territory to try to, see how they can penetrate with this so-called Sharia law and whatever they call it. Elias,
I just want to quickly add to this. This is not an overblown concern. This is a very legitimate concern. Senator Ted Cruz, for example, has introduced legislation addressing this issue of the spread of Sharia law in Nigeria. It's throughout the North, but what people are less aware of is that the radical Islamic politicians in Nigeria are trying to bring it into the Middle Belt and even into the South. So, for example, in some parts of the Southwest, what we call the Yoruba traditional territory, they're now discussing in some states the introduction of Sharia law, which is very, it's not native at all because, Ambassador, as you know, the Yorubas, they're a mixture of Christian and Muslim. They tend to be very moderate. Sharia law is really not indigenous to those people at all. And even with the Biafrans, Sharia law has not yet been introduced, but now the Nigerian government, for example, we've noticed propaganda recently talking about this concept of Igbo Muslims, which is very strange. And we see this as the beginning of what they're already trying to do in the Southwest, of trying to now push Sharia law into the Southwest. So they're slowly bringing Sharia from the North into the Middle Belt and even in the South now, or parts of the South. And if they continue to do that, I do think there's going to be significant unrest in Nigeria, not just in Biafra, but throughout other parts of Nigeria, if they try to impose Sharia on Christian or moderate Muslim populations. Yeah. And I think this is something the U.S. government has to be engaged on.
Yeah, because people should remember that the reason South Sudan split off from Sudan was the whole issue of Sharia law, because the South Sudanese were Christians or animists. Like me, they like drinking their beer. And when the extremists tried to implement Sharia law, that really added to the desire for separation and freedom.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ambassador. Before I find my question,
let me add something there. Let me add something, please. Ambassador, do you think with the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 having the Sharia law, since then down to this time, with the numbers of massacre of babies, women, and children that have gone so up to this very point, which also necessitated Senator Ted Cruz Accountability Act legislation invoked. We've seen like 5,191 in 2021. We've seen like 5,061 in 2022. We've seen 8,222 in 2023. We've seen 6,500 in 2024. 2025 has 7,500 Christians massacred. Looking at the future, or in the next 2-3 years, do you think Christians have a hope, or they will still be alive in Nigeria with the Sharia law?
Absolutely. No, Christians absolutely have a hope, because they have to stand up and against this kind of what I call religious intolerance. If you remember when Sharia law was introduced in the northern states, the deal was that it would not apply to Christians. So when Ramadan came along, Christians were supposed to be able to continue their meals. Christians were supposed to be able to continue buying traditional beer and things like that, but that's not how it turned out. Now, when there's Ramadan in the Sharia states, everybody has to participate, whether they're Christian or Muslim, because they have their religious police. So, that, like I said, they tried it in Sudan, and the South Sudanese said, no, we are out of here. Take your Sharia law. If you want it, that's good for you, but we are Christians and we're not going to deal with it.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. I think you just answered that question that Christians have to stand up and have their own Christian country.
Yep.
Christians in the Middle Belt need to stand up if they want to live, and they will be well better off having their own territory and worship their God. Then those that want to worship Sharia, they can go and have their Sharia. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Finally, what message would you like to send to the Biafran people and supporters around the world regarding international advocacy and the path forward?
My message is that the people of Biafra have the same rights to justice and equality and dignity as anybody else, and it's for them to decide how they want it and to struggle for it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for being part of this program today, and I know that Biafrans and the lovers of freedom around the world will be very happy to see you on VOB, Voice of Biafra. And Minister of Information, what do you need, what do you have to say to our wonderful ambassador here, being in our show?
I want to say a very big thank you to our wonderful ambassador, who has been the friend of the Biafran people, the friend of the Christians, and the friend of everyone that do not carry machete to cut off heads of babies, women, and children in their communities. And that brings me to the conclusive question to our ambassador as he showers us the grace. Nigeria pays terrorists and reintegrate them into their military formations. Some people may be asking, if Nigeria wants to emulate America, where are they copying this kind of habit from? Is it okay for Nigerian government to pay terrorists and reintegrate them into the military formations? When I went through some documentaries the last time, they said they are trying to use the terrorists by reintegrating them into their military formations to go after another terrorist. And these are the same terrorists that ruined their plan before they go out to attack the other terrorists. What do you have to say about this? Because I would have loved to hear if America is reintegrating the ISIS or the Al-Qaeda into the U.S. Department of War. Thank you, sir.
So do you turn the hyena into a guinea fowl by bringing the hyena into the guinea fowl house? I don't think so.
Ambassador, what is that not the same playbook of Afghanistan by Taliban, right?
Yeah, no. Anyway, listen, thanks so much for having me, and God bless you, and God bless your struggle.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for having you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Biafrans, we just, is this not wonderful? Having somebody like Ambassador Tibunage, is that not wonderful? And on the 4th of May, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Biafran time, we'll be having a Marco Rubin on our show. So please tune in as well. And, Marco Rubin is someone who we're really familiar with. And, he advocates for freedom of religion. He also advocates for freedom for oppressed one. So it's somebody that you will want to hear from him. Before we conclude, Honorable Minister of Information, I think you can take it from here. We have few, still have very few time. Then Elias, I think Elias, you go first before Minister of Information. He's the information minister, so he can wrap it up, and he will be the one to say we should stay or continue, because we are here in his territory. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, my honorable ministers. This was indeed a very historic and enlightening interview with Ambassador Tibor Nagy, who's a very storied diplomat here in Washington, D.C., who's played a critical role on U.S. policy in Africa. This was indeed an extremely historic interview, and I'm very proud of both of you and appreciative to the ambassador for his generosity in participating in this program.
Thank you very much. Minister of Information.
Thank you so much. I don't know how to express my appreciation, because every day we are making it work and we are making it better. I want to appreciate Honorable Elias for your good work for Biafra, and also our Honorable PM for doing what God has ordained you to do, because the tempo is getting high. So if ambassadors of America are telling you that reintegrating a terrorist into your military formation is a no-no idea, then it means Nigeria got this recommendation from a madman. Because it's only when you have some kind of recommendation from a madman that you will be tilting your head downward, and that will land you in the lagoon. And Nigeria has landed in the lagoon because that is what we are seeing today. Their military formations are overrun on a daily basis. And there is no day you sleep and wake up without hearing that babies, women, and children have been slaughtered, communities invaded. And the worst has happened that field marshals, generals, and commanders of the Nigerian military formations are taken down daily by the notorious Boko Haram terrorists. The list goes on and on. But like we said, Biafrans have hope, because we have created the space for that, and Biafra Republic government in exile has done it. So I appreciate all Biafrans. Please key into our next upcoming Politics Insight. It was good having our lobbies in the show, and having our PM, and having Ambassador Tibor Nagy. Thank you all from here. It is Voice of Biafra Television. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, no, no. From every village, every city, from homeland to diaspora, hope is rising again. Biafra now our only hope.
Yes, our only hope.
Hope for today, hope for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. Ha! We bring better news, make you head on clear. We get hope, now Biafra we dey see. Beautiful nation, shining bright, justice and fairness. Now the light.
Biafra go be one beautiful nation.
Every Biafran go enjoy true freedom. Fine, fine country, shining nation. Justice and fairness. Justice and fairness. Everybody equal, one love for rich and poor. Leader or citizen, no different, justice go speak with confidence.
No oppression,
no discrimination, rule of law for the nation. Truth and justice go reign forever.
Biafra go get strong and better.
Where your home?
Biafra.
Who be your home?
Biafra.
Waiting be your country.
Biafra.
No more suffering and smiling, no more fear, no more hiding. Respect and dignity for all. Every citizen standing tall. Free education, rich university, healthcare for every community.
No more dying,
because no money.
Life go better for everybody.
Biafra now our only hope.
Biafra now our only hope.
Stand up now, make we claim our
Biafra now our destination.
Women go deliver safe for hospital. Citizen go get support every month. Better roads go connect every city. Modern railways and airport.
Clean water go flow for house.
Electric light go shine every night. Security go protect every family.
Day and night.
Everything go right. You fit waka free for midnight. Go your road without fear. Kidnapping and violence disappear. Peace and progress everywhere. Mama and papa go get retirement benefits. Nobody go kill you for Biafra and go free. Now wahala, the person don't buy for him head. Oil and gas beneath our ground. And the people wey get the land go control them. Resources go serve the people. Prosperity go spread for all. Anything we dey for our land. Now our citizens go manage them. Development go reach every corner. Nobody go suffer again.
No vote buying,
no rigging game. Election fair and play. One woman, one vote.
One man, one vote.
Your voice go matter every day.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for tomorrow.
No more pain, no more sorrow.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope
for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. Biafra.
Our home,
our country,
our future,
our future. Biafra now our only hope. Love can heal the deepest pain.
Shelter broken, dreams erased. Hunger.
Can you hear the cry from the broken land, from the wounded hearts? Nigeria, they bleed, people they cry, tears for the ground. Nobody asks why. Over 7,000 souls don't fall. Every single day, we still there call.
Churches burning, hope fading fast. Since 2009, the pain don't last. 50,000, maybe more. Heaven they count every single soul.
Children without home tonight. Mothers praying through the night. Fathers lost no strength to fight. Who go stand for what is right?
Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You keeps the soul alive.
Voices crying in chains, silent echoes filled with pain. 19,000 churches gone, but faith still rising,
Holding on
in the ashes. Hope remains, love can heal the deepest pain.
shelter, broken dreams erase, hungry hearts we can embrace. Let compassion take its place. Now's the time to show His grace. Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can help to wipe their tears. You can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps a soul alive.
Food, water, shelter, hope. You can be the miracle they pray for. You can change a life today.
No matter how small it seems, your love can rebuild their dreams. Together we can make a way. Keeps us so alive. Can you hear the cry from the broken land, from the wounded hearts? Nigeria, they bleed, people they cry, tears for the ground. Nobody asks why. Over 7,000 souls don't fall. Every single day we still there call.
Oh, yeah. Churches burning, hope fading fast. Since 2009, the pain don't last. 50,000, maybe more. Heaven they count every single soul.
Children without home tonight, mothers praying through the night, fathers lost no strength to fight. Who go stand for what is right?
Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can help to wipe their tears. You can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps a soul alive.
Voices crying in chains, silent echoes filled with pain. 19,000 churches gone, but faith still rising,
Holding on
in the ashes. Hope remains, love can heal the deepest pain.
shelter, broken dreams erase, hungry hearts we can embrace. Let compassion take its place. Now's the time to show His grace. Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can help to wipe their tears. You can calm their
miracle they pray for. You can change a life today.
No matter how small it seems, your love can rebuild their dreams. Together we can make a way. Keeps us so alive. Turn 'em up. From Biafra land to the whole world. Now who they talk? The voice of Biafra. We know they hide again, we don't show face. True don't wake up in no 50 race. From village squad to overseas, everybody they have frequency. We they stand the dig bar, no shaking. No more silence, we they breaking. From the east side to the diaspora, now we be the real voice of Biafra. Biafra, make them hear us. Biafra, nobody can stop us. Biafra, fire they burn. Anywhere you they make you tune and done. Signal down strong, we don't reach everywhere. From Africa go Europe, then they hear I'm clear. We they talk truth, we know they fear.
Great people of Biafra. This is the voice of Biafra. The voice that cannot be silenced. The voice of truth, resilience, and freedom. Speaking to you in the spirit of courage and in the language of liberation. Nigeria government has lost control over insecurity. Fellow listeners, what was once whispered in fear, what was once denied in arrogance, has now become a reality too loud to ignore. A nation staggering under the weight of its own contradictions is rapidly losing control over insecurity. From the north to the south, from the east to the west, the land trembles, not from natural disaster, but from man-made chaos. Communities abandoned, villages raided under the cover of darkness, highways turned into corridors of fear. Citizens left to fend for themselves. In a country where the government once promised protection, the question now echoes across the land. Where is the government? Where are the security forces? Where is the accountability? In recent times, markets have become targets. Travelers have become victims. Families have become statistics. And yet, those in power continue to speak in rehearsed tone. Detached from the suffering of the people, observers say. This is no longer a matter of isolated incidents. This is systemic failure. A collapse of responsibility. A nation where innocent lives are wasted daily. As fear grips the population, a new reality emerges. The people have lost confidence. Trust has been eroded. Hope has faded. But here, on this frequency, we do not deal in fear. We deal in truth. And the truth is this. A government that cannot protect its people has failed its most sacred duty to the people. Listen. Remain vigilant. Remain aware. Remain strong. Nigeria has failed its citizens, and in awareness lies survival. This is a wake-up call. You are listening to the voice of Biafra, where truth lives and freedom speaks. Biafrans stand firm. until justice speaks louder than silence. And stay safe. God bless Biafra Republic. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile.
I am Barrister Daliop Solomon Manturi, the National President of Birom Youth Molder Association, presently in NTV community where women and youth came out en masse and staged a protest over the unwarranted arrests and detention of unarmed young people who were offering complementary security services to the existing federal security on ground by helping them with the intel and to also cover some loopholes where if there is any suspicious movement, they could call on the conventional security for needed response. But we learned from them, 4 of them that are here behind me, were giving such a service, and military personnel from nearby community, Mejanke, came into this community and arrested these young people and whisked them to Geshish FOB. That was on Saturday, a day before yesterday. And it was around 9 p.m. of Saturday. And surprisingly, even the community leadership came out and confronted and inquire from the military personnel that why have you arrested these young men that are keeping watch over this environment? Can I have these boys back? They said no, that they were arrested, one, for moving in the late hours, and secondly, for playing snooker, which there is no snooker in that place. It's an old stock that has already been destroyed. There is no possible for people to have been using that snooker. And thirdly, that they were drunkards. And I don't know where in Nigeria that drunkenness has been termed as an offense that will warrant an arrest of people, and then they are kept in continued detention for good 2 days. And not only they were brutalized, they were subjected to all sorts of inhuman treatment, as if they are not members of human family in this environment. So that particular act is highly condemnable and unacceptable. And we call on the relevant security agency, particularly the Operation Enduring Peace, to please, as a matter of urgency, arrest those individuals, those security personnel that arrested these 4 people and investigated them, because as far as we are concerned, for them to have come and arrested young people that never had arms. Imagine if these guys were in possession of knives, what would have happened? They would have been possibly dead by now. And imagine if they were vigilante in possession of these then guns, they would have massacred them in this particular environment. So that one is condemnable. And the attackers, look at their houses all over this environment. We've never heard of one-day military operation going to sack their house, going to arrest the militant. But when the innocent locals who are trying to develop their self-defense mechanism out of courage will now be arrested and then tagged as terrorists, as bandits. It is not only here this incident happened. 3 days ago, an incident occurred around Danwal in Riom local government. The military were invited. That this is a situation. When they went there, the young people that gathered courage to evacuate one of the victims that was brutalized and injured fatally by the Fulanis and their terrorist cohort, when they were rushed to the hospital, on their return home, the same military went and arrested these young people, tagged them as Birom terrorists, circulated their photos, and today they are in detention at the STA facility in Jos. The question to ask is that, who then are the killers of Plateau people? Who are the ones giving encouragement to the armed people to come? Because if unarmed and few individuals that are trying to stage a defense self mechanism in their location against external intruders that come with sophisticated weapons and then are arrested and are not in any way, the communities are not giving security cover, how much more then of our security as people in this general area. It is very obvious by our firm position that those repentant Boko Haram that were conscripted into the Nigerian military are the ones deployed to Plateau and are the ones perpetrating this, and are now projecting the military as complicit. Otherwise, why should there be this kind of arrest?
What happened? Tell us what happened immediately after the arrest of these civilian guards who were simply standing watch in front of their houses.
Now, after the arrest of these young people, we want to believe for their pictures to have gone viral, which it was not Fulani that arrested them, it were personnel of Nigerian military. Now, they may have shared it with their cohorts, whom we believe are the terrorists. Now, after sharing those pictures, they now circulated everything and termed these people as terrorists. And then they have known that communities within this environment have already been crippled, have already been weakened. And therefore, the attackers came last night and attacked Hurum, a nearby village, and 4 people killed. 5 others are presently in the hospital as a result of fatal gunshot they sustained. Now, that is how helpless the situation has become. And we have managed this morning to address the people having agreed to open the road so that there will be movement. Therefore, we are calling that please, as a matter of urgency, there should be an overhaul in the military architecture so that our people here can breathe and breathe well. If the military family is not ready to fight terrorists, then they should better be taken back to the barracks and be replaced with Nigerian mobile policemen so that they can come and man the security, because people are losing confidence daily on the Nigerian military on daily basis. The attackers, the terrorists are killing them. The attackers are also killing us. Instead of us to join hands in synergy to fight against the terrorists, you are now weakening and crippling communities that have staked their self-defense so that the attackers will come and have their field day. And the same last night, there was another attack in Shono, close to security point, and 2 people were killed. 2 princes were killed. The former traditional ruler of Shono was also a sustained injury, and a pastor. They are currently on admission. And then we have not seen the military coming to conduct and then carry out their kinetic and their agility in arresting situation, but they can only come into communities and arrest young people that are trying to defend their communities against external aggression. Which kind of lifestyle is this? Which kind of world are we into? If the heroes of those days will come to life and see what is happening to Nigerians, they will weep bitterly, because that is not the Nigerian they fought for it to be a united entity.
Great people of Biafra, this is the voice of Biafra, the voice that cannot be silenced, the voice of truth, resilience, and freedom. Speaking to you in the spirit of courage and in the language of liberation. Nigeria government has lost control over insecurity. Fellow listeners, what was once whispered in fear, what was once denied in arrogance, has now become a reality too loud to ignore. A nation staggering under the weight of its own contradictions is rapidly losing control over insecurity. From the north to the south, from the east to the west, the land trembles, not from natural disaster, but from man-made chaos. Communities abandoned, villages raided under the cover of darkness, highways turned into corridors of fear. Citizens left to fend for themselves. In a country where the government once promised protection, The question now echoes across the land. Where is the government? Where are the security forces? Where is the accountability? In recent times, markets have become targets. Travelers have become victims. Families have become statistics. And yet, those in power continue to speak in rehearsed tone. Detached from the suffering of the people, observers say, this is no longer a matter of isolated incidents. This is systemic failure. A collapse of responsibility. A nation where innocent lives are wasted daily. As fear grips the population, a new reality emerges. The people have lost confidence. Trust has been eroded. Hope has faded. But here, on this frequency, we do not deal in fear. We deal in truth. And the truth is this: a government that cannot protect its people has failed its most sacred duty to the people. Listen. Remain vigilant. Remain aware. Remain strong. Nigeria has failed its citizens, and in awareness lies survival. This is a wake-up call. You are listening to the voice of Biafra, where truth lives and freedom speaks. Biafrans stand firm until justice speaks louder than silence. And stay safe. God bless Biafra Republic. God bless Biafra Republic government in exile.
Justice go reign forever.
Biafra go dey strong and better.
Where your home?
Biafra,
Who be your home?
Biafra,
Waiting be your country.
Biafra.
No more suffering and smiling. No more fear, no more hiding. Respect and dignity for all. Every citizen standing tall. Free education, rich university, healthcare for every community.
No more dying,
because no money.
life go better for everybody.
Biafra now our only hope.
Biafra now our only hope.
Stand up now, make we claim our
Biafra now our destination.
women go deliver safe for hospital. Citizen go get support every month. Better roads go connect every city. Modern railways and airport.
Clean water go flow for houses.
Electric light go shine every night. Security go protect every family.
Day and night.
Everything go right. You fit waka free for midnight. Go your road without fear. Kidnapping and violence disappear. Peace and progress everywhere. Mama and papa go get retirement benefits. Nobody go kill you for Biafra and go free. Now wahala, the person don't buy for him head. Oil and gas beneath our ground. And the people where get the land go control them. Resources go serve the people. Prosperity go spread for all. Anything we do for our land. Now our citizens go manage them. Development go reach every corner. Nobody go suffer again.
No vote buying,
No rigging game. Election fair and play. One woman, one vote.
one man, one vote.
Your voice go matter every day.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for tomorrow.
No more pain, no more sorrow.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for
Hope for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. Biafra. Our country,
our future.
our future. Biafra now our only hope. No.
Greeting, fellow Biafrans and our allies and viewers all over the world. Good afternoon from here. With me, I have our lobbyist, Elias, Washington, and Madison. So he's going to give us a brief update of our activity lately in Washington, D.C. And we might have some few minutes for interruption. Then after that, we call it a day. And I also want to remind Biafra that this is Voice of Biafra, because for so long our voice have been silenced, and it's time we tell our story and the reason why we are fighting to leave the country called Nigeria, because it's a terrorist country. And tomorrow also we'll be having our guest, Ambassador Tribunage. Please don't miss it tomorrow. We call Elias Mazi Elias. Mazi Elias, welcome to VOB. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellency. It's an honor to be here on Voice of Biafra. This is quite an honor, and I'm glad to be here as you inaugurate this new program, which will spread the Biafran message across Biafra and West Africa. We're just here today to, as was said in the flyer, to provide an update here from Washington, D.C., to have an organic discussion and touch base with our wonderful viewers and listeners. Prime Minister, as you know, and you've been coming to Washington, D.C. with me on a very frequent basis. We're making very significant breakthroughs in the relationship between Biafra and the United States, and we're now at the beginning stages of what is an unofficial relationship between Brgie and the U.S. government, which is growing significantly and which will eventually become an official relationship when Biafra is a recognized independent nation state. The things that we're discussing with the U.S. government are unbelievable. I think, as you know, some of the things that are being considered would not have even been thought of even just 1 year ago. To quote one of the influential officials here in Washington, D.C., the U.S. government views Biafra as very important and will be of increasing importance. And the U.S. government is going to consider things that is not previously considered because of both the promise that Brgie has provided as well as the failures of the Nigerian government. One thing I want to relay to our viewers is that they should feel very hopeful that Biafra is going from a dream into reality, but they also need to understand, given the nature of what Biafra is, given the nature of the sensitivities involved, a lot of our cooperation or progress with the U.S. government will be done so in a discreet manner, because Biafra is in the process of seeking its independence from Nigeria. It is what you would call a non-state actor. The U.S. government tends to be a little bit more discreet in terms of disclosure of its activities with non-state actors versus its official relations with foreign governments. So the reason why I wanted to mention this is, for example, some of our very enthusiastic Brgie fans and Biafran fans. Sometimes I see some of our supporters on social media and Twitter saying, "Oh, when's the U.S. going to hurry up? When's the U.S. going to support the Biafran Liberation Army or do certain things?" And what I would say to Biafrans is, how would you know, if the U.S. is not already doing those things? The thing is, when the U.S. works with non-state actors, they typically do not disclose the nature of the relationship, and that's not something we would disclose unless the U.S. government authorizes that. So for example, when the U.S. government worked with various Syrian rebel groups, for example, to effectuate democratic transition in Syria, that program was a secret program for a number of years before it was made public information. So Biafrans should be assured that things are happening, but they also need to understand that there will be aspects of the progress and of the relationship that we have with the U.S. government that will be what we call covert in nature and not overt in nature. So I think many people will be astonished by the progress we're making, by the things that are being considered. And over time, I think certain things may be made public when the time is appropriate. But we are trying to bring Biafrans along by publicizing the aspects of what we do that we can. For example, photos of meetings, with U.S. officials. And we saw the Prime Minister had that very nice photo of him posted by a very senior Trump administration official, Leo Terrell. And he had a very there was a nice photo of the two of them that the Honorable Mr. Terrell posted. So we will be publishing our meetings, but the discussions that we have, the sensitive programs that are being considered are not things we'll be discussing publicly, not at least until our counterparts in the U.S. government think it's appropriate to publicize certain activities. So I just want to tell Biafrans that if they know what me and the Prime Minister know, I think they'll be very excited, and we will continue to carry everyone along to the extent we can by publicizing certain meetings and certain activities. And I think that's what's distinguished the Biafra Public Government Exile, is that when we have meetings that we can publish, we publish those meetings. And so the Biafrans have a sense of the activities that we're doing. And there's a fine line between discretion and transparency, because, we want to show that the Biafra government wants to show that it's doing the work. At the same time, the Biafra government wants to protect confidentiality. And so it has to thread that needle in the middle of both demonstrating accomplishments while at the same time protecting sensitive discussions. And I think the Biafra government is doing a good job of balancing that. So I want to say that this is a great honor to be here. I think the progress we're making, to be honest, is even much faster than I had anticipated. And my message to Biafrans too is you have to stay focused, you have to be serious, and focus on the goal and not get sidetracked with drama or nonsense. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to you, distinguished Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Elias. It's like every other day, we do have the opportunity to meet, because just like for the past few weeks, it's a lot of meeting,
Yes.
And we actually have to travel outside the metropolitan area, which is Washington D.C. area. We travel far away from Washington D.C. So all for Biafra. We just want to encourage Biafrans to be hopeful that our freedom, is here. And you touch light on something I really want to ask you that if somebody have even whisper on your ear 2 years ago that what we have achieved and where we've been today, that we're going to achieve this milestone, what will you say?
Oh, people have admitted to me privately they're shocked about what we're doing. I mean, 2 years ago, um, what we're doing, the accomplishments we have, what the U.S. government's considering. People, if you asked someone 2 years ago, they would have told you, "Oh, you're completely crazy." So it's amazing what we've achieved. I mean, the environment is completely different than 2 years ago, even from a year ago. So things are very quickly shifting in our favor. And as you know, Prime Minister, certain individuals who didn't even consider Biafra now seriously considering Biafra, people who thought that, oh, this is completely unrealistic, all of a sudden they want to come on board. So it's been a very big shift, even within the past 6 months, I would say. Even it's like on a monthly basis, it's now shifting in our favor.
Yeah, just like Ambassador, that will be at the VOB tomorrow. 2 years ago, if you have asked him to come to Voice of Biafra, the name Biafra, they were like, what? Because Washington, D.C., have not really know much about what is happening in Nigeria and how bad Nigeria situation is. So the Biafra Republic government in Ezra, we actually do a lot of work, lecturing, talking. Like our last meeting, if you recall, we spent almost 2 hours, right? Correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, talking and now Washington ear is wide open. They want to listen. And the good thing about it is that most member of Congress, they are willing to be part of this. They want to be involved because, it's disturbing seeing what is happening from Nigeria, how they are killing, hanging people, beheading people, burning people alive. It's disturbing. Even our last meeting, I recall asking this member, they want me to show him some horrible. So I'm glad that Washington D.C. Now start talking about Biafra. And the last hearing of which Senator Ted Cruz just a few days ago he was there, and Dr. Walid was there. Even Mike Anoy, you see them, like somewhere like Mike Anoy, just few months ago, even few weeks ago, when you talk about Biafra separated from Nigeria, he will tell you, no. So we can hear him say that, it's time to divide Nigeria. It's an option now. It's no two ways about it. And we also hear from former President Trump advisor, Dr. Wale, also talk about Biafra. So Biafra must be free, and we are glad that people in Washington, congressmen and women, are now reasoning with the Biafran people because this truth is out there. It's no longer hidden. You can just tell that even after the president of the free world warned Nigerian government to make sure that they secure, they secure the life of innocent citizens, whether Biafra or Nigeria. What is still end up massacre after massacre, killing after killing. So Washington don't want to turn a blind eye anymore. And we believe that after Iran, we we believe after Iran, Nigeria will be next because Nigeria is actually part two of Iran. They work together. Iran also sponsor a terrorist in Nigeria. Even the northern part of Nigeria, you agree with me. Based on our information, Hezbollah is supposed to be in Lebanon, correct? But Hezbollah is in the north of Nigeria. They even have their cell, or you call it prison there. So, and Biafra people are so, glad that they have you on board, and we have done a lot. And like my speech a few days ago, I said I have heard a lot. A lot have echoed in this ear about why Washington have not been talking about Biafra before now, and we're glad that we are correcting all the mistake with good leadership and steady leadership, and very soon Biafra will be free. So glad that we have you in our VOB, and as you knew, hardly I don't know when is the last time you heard CNN or BBC talk about the genocide happening in Nigeria or in Biafra land? Please, when is the last time you recall? Honorable Elias? Honorable Elias, can you hear me? I think we lost we lost him. Nigeria, all the gutter media in Nigeria have not been talking about Christians nor the Nigerian Christians. It's so sad. BBC as well, they are not reporting it, but we are glad that with this platform we have, we'll make sure that
Hello?
okay. Yes, I think we lost connection. Am I coming out now?
Yes, I apologize. I must have been an internet connection issue. I got frozen and I had to log out and re-enter. So I apologize for missing your remarks there.
Okay, yeah, I was actually asking question, right? When is the last time you hear this gutter media from Nigeria, whether it is Arise, uh, Channel News, CNN, because CNN is actually worldwide. So, and BBC, when is the last time you hear from this news media channel talking about the genocide against the Christians in Nigeria or the Christians in Biafra land? When is the last time you recall?
Well, I think the seminal moment was when, with the involvement of our extensive lobbying education campaign, along with some of the other pro-Christian groups here in the United States, when President Trump declared Christian genocide in Nigeria, and it became a worldwide issue. And our role in the education campaign of the U.S. government was highlighted in international media. As far as I recall, there's not been that much attention on Nigerian Christian genocide or the Biafra issue previously, at least to this extent. There was some talk about Christian persecution in Nigeria previously, but very little coverage of the Biafra issue, and even not that much coverage of Nigerian Christian genocide issue. I mean, some very committed members of Congress were talking about it, but it wasn't a worldwide international topic that it is today, where now I think every member of Congress wants to talk about Nigerian Christian genocide and persecution. People are now talking about the Biafra issue. So there's never been this type of awareness previously. There's never been this type of discussion previously, at least not that I'm aware of, but certainly not in recent
Yeah, actually, my question is about the media. Like, Arise is in Nigeria, Channel News in Nigeria, Nigeria, BBC, they're in Nigeria. What my question is that, when do you recall, when is the last time you heard this news media channel like Arise, CNN, BBC, and Channel News talking about the genocide against the Christian Biafra or the Christian Nigeria.
Well, these outlets have always tried to avoid the topic, but given the fact that the President of the United States, the senior leadership of the U.S. government, is talking about the issue, taking action about the issue, and you have so many prominent people talking about the issue, these outlets are no longer in a position to ignore the issue or pretend the issue doesn't exist, which they were able to previously. But, if the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, is talking about an issue, you can't simply ignore, pretend the issue doesn't exist. So because of the president's action, because of the international media attention, even your Nigerian news outlets like Arise News and the other media, they're now forced to talk about the issue. Granted, they put their own spin on the issue, but they're forced to discuss it now. Even with Brgie, for example, Arise News and the other Nigerian media channels did entire segments on the lobbying war, for example, between us and the government of Nigeria. So because the issues gained so much prominence, even what we call the Nigerian gutter media is even forced to discuss these issues now because there's no being able to avoid these issues. So it's just, I think it's a different scenario now. And even the Nigerian media is forced to pay attention. And for the first time, they're discussing Brgie and the lobbying war between us and the government of Nigeria. So I think when we have, that's why what we're doing is so important, because if you don't have U.S. government attention, it's just very easy for Nigerian media and the Nigerian government to pretend the issue doesn't exist or to ignore the issue.
Elias, do you know for years now that these media outlets I just mentioned are suppressing the news from, they are, I'll call them terrorist news media because they work with the government of Nigeria. Yes, they are not covering it. They are not, they are actually suppressing it. It's so shameful. You remember what happened during this wonderful, great President Trump inauguration with Arise, right?
Yeah, I remember that. I wanted to bring up that example. So they've suppressed the issue for so many years. When we bumped into, it was a complete accident, when we bumped into the Arise News reporter inauguration, he got completely freaked out. And he tried to pretend that, we didn't exist and he was just losing his mind. Those days are over now because, they've suppressed the issue for so many years, and their policy was pretend the issue doesn't exist, or they would briefly mention the issue from time to time, in a brief way. But this is a completely different situation now. They can't suppress the issue like they used to. And the Nigerian media is in an extremely difficult position now. And that's why they're forced to talk about us now. Because of the international support that we have. And I think that's making the Nigerian media very nervous. But you see, because what we're doing has so much, is so heavyweight, Nigerian media is not able to pretend like they were in the past. So it shows you the progress we've made. They're forced to confront an uncomfortable situation now. They're very uncomfortable now that they have to talk about it.
You're right about it. I'm so glad that we have a wonderful team in Biafra Republic government in exile, especially steady people.
Exactly.
People with a wise, reasonable mind, people that are focused, not people that are so self-centered. I'm glad I have a team like that working with me. And also you yourself, you are so wonderful. Yes, because every time on the phone, all we talk about is about our engagement, about Biafra, about what we have, need to do sometime midnight. So, having something like you, we really, really appreciate, and Biafran people, glad that we have somebody like you. And what actually gives me joy, how I wish, just like you mentioned earlier, how I wish we can, let Biafra people know everything that that we know. But there's some that are top secret. It's not everything we'll talk on air. But Biafra is here. And for enemy of Biafrans, what do you think what message you think we need to send to them? Because we have a lot of saboteurs, a lot of Biafran enemy, even our voice of Biafra. Some are not happy that we now have a voice of Biafra satellite and the radio. So we still have a lot of work to do to perfect it. But a lot of Biafran's enemy are freaking out because for so long our voice have been suppressed. It will never happen again. And during the genocidal war against the Biafran people, which lasted 3 years from 1967 to 1970, exactly what happened. The media never report how Biafrans have been massacred. They even lied to the international community. That is just, farmers header clash and all that nonsense. Thank God that we have Biafra Republic government in exile that is taking the message to Washington through, your help, Washington and Madison. Thank you very much, Elias. So what message we have for those that are thinking that Biafra will not come, and for the saboteurs, what do they need to do?
Well, they should be prepared for a lot of pain because we're going to be exploding this next year. So I think both the Nigerian government and the internal saboteurs should be ready for a lot of pain, and they'll start to see us. I think assert certain things in the very near future. So we're slowly going to open up the door more and more, and I think both the Nigerian government and the internal saboteurs they're going to be in for many shocks. So I think they need to, as you said, put on their seatbelts. Otherwise, they're going to fall off the car.
Yes, and for Biafrans that are still, not supporting, what message do you need to, what do you think they need to do so that we can move as fast as we can? So what is your message to Biafrans that are not supporting what we are doing?
Yeah,
or Biafrans that don't believe what we are doing so far?
Yeah, so what I would suggest is, look, things always take time in any movement, in any revolution. It's understandable. What I would say to Biafrans now is, I think until this point, there's been a lot of chaos and instability in the Biafra movement. I think for the first time with the Biafra Republic government in exile under your leadership, Mr. Prime Minister, we have a right group of people who are solid, who are stable-minded. There's been considerable restructuring the government, weeding out of bad elements in the Biafra government leadership, and now we have a solid group of professionals in the Biafra government. It's very solid, very stable. The right group of people, professional people, committed people, and we're undertaking things in a very serious way, in a stable way. So what I would suggest is to Biafrans who may have been a little bit disoriented, given the chaotic nature in which previous Biafran organizations were run or things were done in the movement, I would say, no one's forcing you to do anything, but watch carefully what we're doing and use your common sense. When you see that the Biafra Public Government in Exile is the only organization that's getting results, that has a pathway, that's a serious pathway to achieving Biafran independence, I think you should then become involved and become supportive. It's understandable that some Biafrans, given some of the amateurishness and mismanagement of previous Biafran leaders, are maybe somewhat reluctant to get involved. They're watching what's happening. But I think now that the Biafra Republic Government in Exile under your leadership, Prime Minister, has shown incredible stability, incredible effectiveness, no drama, no chaos, which has always plagued previous Biafran leaders and organizations. I think it should encourage Biafrans to feel comfortable enough now to jump on board the winning train. So I think this is a turning point. For the first time, we have a Biafra organization with the right people that's very stable and that doesn't have any crazy drama or nonsense. And I think that's very important. I think for whatever the reasons, there was a lot of chaos and drama previously, but that's no longer the case. So I think because we're in the situation we are in now, that should encourage Biafrans to feel comfortable to now get involved with supporting the Biafra Republic government in exile. And there are many ways to get involved. Not everyone has to get involved in a public manner. You can people can support behind the scenes. So I think now Biafrans who should take a new look carefully at what Brgie is doing, and I think Biafrans who have common sense and who are thoughtful can look at what Brgie is doing and make a judgment for themselves. And I think based off of that judgment, they should be inclined to be supportive and to get involved, because I think Brgie is doing all the right things. And I think everything is now laid out in a way that Biafrans can now join in and be supportive. It's understandable that some Biafrans were a little bit confused or reluctant in the past, but now that things are clearing up and everything is laid out with the Brgie structure that we have, I think Biafrans should set aside past conceptions or notions, look at Brgie with a fresh pair of eyes, come to conclusions on Brigie's effectiveness, which they'll see that it's been very effective, and then come on board and be supportive. This is the time. This is the right time for the Biafrans to come on board the winning train and support Brgie.
Thank you very much, Honorable Elias. Thank you, and thank you for all you do. And based on your understanding as somebody who worked closely with United States of American government, of which you also represent in a lot of countries from Africa, is there any other government, Biafran government, that is working hardly, very hard, or working with United States of America government, apart from Brigade, that a government that that probably still that one can look up even a U.S. government FARA document showing that this group or this government, they are fighting to liberate Biafra people. Is there any other government, based on your own knowledge or understanding, apart from Biafra Republic government in exile?
Yeah, Brgie, the Biafra Republic government in exile, is the only government in exile, not just only government in exile, but is the only Biafran political entity, you could even say, that has high-level relations with the U.S. government. While there are various Biafran groups that exist, the Biafra Republic government in exile is the only one that has a close working relationship with the U.S. government at high levels and is trusted by the U.S. government. Therefore, I think it's critical that any other Biafra group or Igbo organization be in touch with the Biafra Republic government in exile if they're interested in engaging with the U.S. government. They should do so through the Biafra Republic government in exile. So Brgie is the key organization with relations with the U.S. government, and as such, Brgie will play a critical role in the future of Biafra, and Brgie cannot be in any way circumvented from decision-making on Biafra, because any attempt to go around Brgie in some way means you're trying to also cut out the U.S. government. So Brgie is the only organization that has that's viewed in a serious way by the U.S. government.
Thank you very much, Honorable Elias. And Biafran people, you have heard it from, we call him Mazi Elias. So we Biafrans have given Honorable Elias a title as well, Mazi Elias. And he worked closely with U.S. government. So he knows more than a lot of us, and is somebody who represents not just Biafran people. He also represents other countries from Africa. So this is his field, this is his profession. So he have given the Biafran people, a well meaningful advice. If you're a Biafran and you love freedom for your people, you love freedom for Biafra, come on board, support Biafra Republic government in exile. This government is government of the people by the people, and the government officials, they are servants of the people. These are men and women that volunteer their time, their effort, their energy to serve the people of Biafra. Please, you are welcome on board. Any group that you are affiliated with, you are welcome to join Biafra Republic government in exile, the government that is working closely with United States of America. And I, as the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, I am a living witness. I have had series of meetings with U.S. government officials. So I heard what echo in my ear, and I also heard what we need to do, and their advice, and what is expected of us. We need to unite. We need to focus. We need to organize. We also need to know that United States of America have our back. The question is that how ready are we? Are we ready for our freedom? And I also want to remind Biafrans what happened in Iran. Why Iranian citizens are protesting on the street, even not minding that the Iranian terrorist regime is killing the citizens of Iran. Iranians are so determined to go out the street, protest, make a loud noise, and it get to the ear of the president of the United States of America, the president of the free world, and he told the Iranian people they should keep protesting, that freedom, their freedom is in their hand, meaning that help is on the way. If the Iranian people have stopped protesting, sending a strong signal to the world about what is happening, if they have stopped to alert the world that they are ready to be free, do you think what is happening in Iran today will be happening? And do you know that very, very soon the people of Iran will be free? So my fellow citizens of Biafra, we need to make some noise. We need to show how serious we are. And we need to stop this emotional blackmail that the Nigerian terrorist state have used on us. We are so glued with our past. Let's focus on the present. We understand that we have Biafrans that are, have been massacred, and like Mazin Namdekan is kidnapped from Finland, from Kenya by these terrorists Nigeria. And we also understand that Mazi Simon Ekpa likewise is arrested, all because of fighting for the people of Biafra. So we're not going to dwell on past. Let's dwell on present. And the present is what we revive our past. We that are fighting are the ones that will free all the political prisoners, because that's what they are. They are political prisoners because they are locked up because of agitating or fighting for Biafra freedom. So let us all stop this emotional blackmail that the Nigerian terrorist state are using on us and support the current leadership of which I'm the Prime Minister. So Biafra Republic government in exile will do everything humanly possible to release all political prisoners. It's a task. We represent the entire Biafra, so we don't represent some group of Biafra and avoid other group of Biafra. So all Biafrans are citizens of Biafra, so we do everything humanly possible to free all political prisoners. So your support, we hasten it. Your support, we speed it up. But when you keep dwelling on the past, we'll go nowhere. So let's dwell on the present and focus on the government that is making it happen. The government that have taken the cause of Biafra to Washington, D.C. Because for over 10, 20 years, Washington, D.C. have not been talking about Biafra like today. Please, your support will go a long way. Thank you very much. And Honorable Elias, let's get your closing remark to Biafran people. I know you already encourage Biafran people. I'm still getting a message that they would like you to speak more, but because of time and other engagement, and we'll be wrapping up. So Honorable Elias will also be at VOB in near future, very soon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor to be here. What I would say to Biafrans is the issue now is not even external support because we're making huge progress with international support. In fact, I think the challenge is if the Biafrans themselves can move quickly enough and show that they're ready for their independence. So how fast everything moves in a way depends on you, the Biafran people. And I think you need to show seriousness. I think you need to show determination. You need to show commitment. When you have, let's say, Biafrans that are, talking about 2027 elections and people in the Southeast voting for these Nigerian politicians and, all this sorts of stuff, that shows lack of seriousness, right? So there needs to be seriousness. There needs to be commitment. There needs to be an understanding that we're dealing with international diplomacy at this point and not noise making and not all this emotionality. So I think the Biafrans have to show greater seriousness and determination. And part of this will, yes, depend on external support, but part of it will also depend on the Biafrans themselves. If you show the necessary level of maturity that's needed for what we're trying to embark on. So thank you, and it's an honor to be with you today.
Thank you very much, Honorable Elias, and I'm still going to be seeing you in a few days. We have other engagement in Washington because it's all we do. So it's all about Biafra, freedom of Biafra, freedom of Christians, whether in Nigeria, Middle Belt, Biafra, is our job, and we have to free them. So the voiceless, we have to make sure that we send the message to the international community to come to our aid, and why we Biafrans also need to focus. It's time that we change the dimension. It's time that we all align with Biafra Republic government in exile. The leadership of which I'm the Prime Minister, so Washington, D.C., U.S. lawmakers in Washington, D.C., they are pleased to have somebody like me, and they are pleased to know that I'm steady, and I'm somebody with common sense. I'm not somebody that they cannot count on or rely on. That's what matters. So last week we traveled out of town for a very important gathering, of which we also have some very meaningful meeting. Just a few days ago in Washington, I came across some of the members that we met at the occasion. They remember who I am, and they always say good luck, in what we are doing. So they wish us well because they know we are fighting a just cause. Please, if you're a Biafra, support the current leadership. ask yourself question: if this leadership of Brgie is delivering, the answer is yes. Of which Honorable Elias pointed out earlier. He also talked about how the Nigerian newspaper have talked about our impact in Washington D.C. Actually, there's a time they are attacking us, right? They said
Yes. Yeah,
for
but
President
now
US
they you
Nigeria as country of particular concern is we are the one behind it. Yes, we play a very vital role
but
since 2014.
but you
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Prime Minister, you even the Nigerian government media, if you notice, if you watch Arise TV, unlike previously when they let's say mocked IPOB or mocked different Biafran leaders, now they even the Nigerian government media is very careful in the way they talk about you and Briggy. Because they're now reporting on these international news stories about you and Briggy, and they're much more careful now with what they say, and they're a little bit more respectful. So the Nigerian gutter media is very, they feel a little bit nervous. I think they feel very nervous.
Yeah, because our message is sinking in, and I also want to appreciate Biafrans that are active in social media. Just like Mike Arnold that we talked about earlier. We remember months ago, if you talk about Biafra or about separation, he's at that, before it's all about how things will work Nigeria, what Nigeria, but based on what him himself observed and what he have seen, he came to conclusion that Nigeria will not work, that Nigeria will not just work. And that also draw my attention to this group that are calling Save Nigeria group. I laugh, why I laugh, Elias? I remember Gowan, right? Gowan is from Middle
Mm-hmm.
Belt. Yeah, Gowan fought and he killed Biafrans in millions. He tried to save Nigeria. Gowan try hard, very, very hard to save Nigeria. The same Nigeria that he tried to save is the same Nigeria that is killing his people. Even our former leader, Ojuku, told Gowan that Gowan will be alive and watch Nigeria kill his people. And it's happening. Elias,
Yes.
can you
Yeah,
it's
his
happening.
community is being killed. Is the one being
The
killed? Yeah.
one that tried to save Nigeria, just like this young man called or whatever his name is. I'm like, what's wrong with him? You can't save Nigeria. Or you can't. A former president named Obasanjo said Nigeria insecurity can never stop. Obasanjo said Nigeria insecurity can never stop. That means what is happening, it just can't stop. And I thank God that Washington D.C. is beginning to realize, like one of the speaker at the hearing just a few days ago, he compared Nigeria to like Yugoslavia, right?
Yes.
Yes. So Nigerian people, they need to go and get their own separate country. So like if the Fulani people, if they believe Nigeria is their country, they can go coexist with the North, like the Hausa, we call them Hausa Fulani. So we encourage the middle belt. Nigeria can't be saved. Don't deceive yourself. And the funny thing is that the more they try to save Nigeria, the more Nigeria killed. It happened in Lekki Toll Gate. While Nigerians are waving Nigerian flag, protesting against police brutality, Tinubu, the same terrorist president, do you know that Tinubu ordered the military to open fire and kill a lot of these people protesting for freedom? Not to even these people at Lekki Tollgate, not that they are protesting to exit Nigeria. They are just protesting for better Nigeria then. They are just protesting against the police, a police force called SARS, because these SARS are actually terrorists. The way they, actually the SARS turned to terrorists that are kidnapping people for ransom, because if they arrest you, they will tell you how much you need to pay before they release you. So they're committing a lot of crime. Tinubu order military to kill this innocent Nigeria protesting. Nigeria can't just be saved, so they need to, this Save Nigeria group need to stop wasting their time because whenever they keep posting of their meeting from Washington D.C. to save Nigeria, that go on, their brother uncle tried to save, it never worked, and the same Nigeria that they try to save is killing them. So it's high time Biafran people wake up. Since they know that Nigeria can never work, please support Biafra Republic government in Ezra. Biafra is here. We need to be more organized. We need to be more serious than ever before. So how I wish I can break some news that will make your day, but just believe me when I say Biafra is here. So there's a lot of talk going on. A lot of countries that want to support Biafra. They are just waiting for the Elias, what are they waiting for? Go ahead. Green what?
Well,
They're waiting for green light. So Biafra is
yes,
here.
green light. Green light. Yes. Yes.
Biafra is here. So they are watching us. Thank you very much. Thank you from here. And thank you for being our first guest in VOB, Voice of Biafra. And we are happy that go ahead.
It's a great honor for me. It's a great honor.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank God bless you too. All right, have a great day, Biafrans. Prime Minister.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Biafran people, I hope we are ready for our freedom. Our freedom is in our hand. Our freedom will not be given to us in a platter of gold. If you hate me, don't hate my message. Don't hate what I represent. Don't hate what Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere is fighting for. I'm fighting for the freedom of Biafra. Of which freedom of Biafra is your freedom, is my freedom as well. Freedom is beautiful. It's so sweet than honey. Freedom is priceless. It's worth more than gold. We dream for a Biafra where the security will be touched, no, the best of best. Where you can leave your door wide open, travel far and wide, come back without anyone going in your house to steal any of your belongings. A Biafra where midnight you can walk on the street of Biafra without Islamic jihadist terrorists kidnapping, chasing you. A Biafra where you have a steady electricity. A Biafra where you have good education system. A Biafra with hope. A Biafra where everyone from different countries of the world we want to live. A Biafra where people want to travel, like the way people travel to Dubai, America, Hong Kong, Singapore. A Biafra that will bring positive vibe to the global community. A Biafra that will be love. A Biafra of live and let live. A Biafra where neighbors will love themselves, cherish themselves. A Biafra with the same ideology, not like Nigeria, where you have this Islamic jihadist terrorists with different ideology. While you are preaching peace, while you are preaching unity, while you are preaching live and let live, the Islamic jihadist terrorists of Nigeria are preaching hate. While they are preaching jihadism, how you will be killed. With your support, with your help, we can all achieve this milestone. It's our dream. our forefather dream, when are we going to be free? That is the reason why our leader, Ojukwu, resurrect the hope for Biafran people, for us to be free. Because we deserve to be free as free people. And we know that if we don't fight to be free, if Biafra land is overrun, the West should prepare that these terrorists will attack them, even from Biafra land. That is, if they succeed, capture Biafra. We encourage the West to support Biafran cause. We also encourage United States of America to hasten up so that we can all fight this one common enemy, this terrorist state of so-called Nigeria. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those that will be supporting now and those that will support later, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of you sacrifice. Thank you from here, and God bless you.
Can you hear the cry from the broken land, from the wounded hearts? Nigeria, they bleed, people they cry, tears for the ground, nobody asks why. Over 7,000 souls don't fall every single day, we still there call.
Churches burning, hope fading fast. Since 2009, the pain don't last. 50,000, maybe more. Heaven they count every single soul.
Children without home tonight, mothers praying through the night, fathers lost no strength to fight. Who go stand for what is right?
Oh, stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can have to wipe their tears. You can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps a soul alive.
Voices crying in chains, silent echoes filled with pain. 19,000 churches gone, but faith still rising,
Holding on
in the ashes. Hope remains, love can heal the deepest pains.
shelter, broken dreams erased. Hungry hearts we can embrace. Let compassion take its place. Now's the time to show His grace. Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can help to wipe their tears. You can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps a soul alive.
Food, water, shelter, hope. You can be the miracle they pray for. You can change a life today.
No matter how small it seems, your love can rebuild their dreams. Together we can make a way. Keeps us all alive. Can you hear the cry from the broken land, from the wounded hearts? Nigeria, they bleed, people they cry, tears for the ground. Nobody asks why. Over 7,000 souls don't fall. Every single day we still they call.
Churches burning, hope fading fast. Since 2009, the pain don't last. 50,000, maybe more. Heaven they count every single soul.
Children without home tonight, mothers praying through the night, fathers lost no strength to fight. Who go stand for what is right?
Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can have to wipe their tears. You can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps us soul alive.
Voices crying in chains, silent echoes filled with pain. 19,000 churches gone, but faith still rising,
Holding on
in the ashes. Hope remains, love can heal the deepest pain.
shelter, broken dreams erased. Hungry hearts we can embrace. Let compassion take its place. Now's the time to show His grace. Stand for love, stand for life. Be the answer in this time. You can help to wipe their tears. You can calm their fears. Give a hand, don't turn away. Be the light in darkest day. Every little you provide keeps us soul alive.
Food, water, shelter, hope. You can be the miracle they pray for. You can change a life today.
No matter how small it seems, your love can rebuild their dreams. Together we can make a way. Keeps us all alive. Oh, no. From every village, every city, from homeland to diaspora, hope is rising again. Biafra now our only hope.
Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today, hope for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. We bring better news, make your head on clear. We get hope, now Biafra we dey see am. Beautiful nation, shining bright justice and fairness. Now the light.
Biafra go be one beautiful nation.
Every Biafran go enjoy true freedom. Fine, fine country, shining nation. Justice and fairness.
Shine nation,
Justice and fairness.
shine nation, Constitution say.
Everybody equal, one love for rich and poor. Leader or citizen, no different. Justice go speak with confidence.
No oppression,
No discrimination, rule of law for the nation. Truth and justice go reign forever.
Biafra go get strong and better.
Where your home?
Biafra,
Who be your home?
Biafra,
Waiting be your country.
Biafra.
No more suffering and smiling. No more fear, no more hiding. Respect and dignity for all. Every citizen standing tall. Free education, rich university, healthcare for every community.
No more dying,
Because no money.
life go better for everybody.
Biafra now our only hope.
Biafra now our only hope.
Stand up now, make we claim our.
Biafra now our destination.
Women go deliver safe for hospital. Citizen go get support every month. Better roads go connect every city. Modern railways and airport.
Clean water go flow for house.
Electric light go shine every night. Security go protect every family.
Day and night.
Everything go right. You fit waka free for midnight. Go your road without fear. Kidnapping and violence disappear. Peace and progress everywhere. Mama and Papa go get retirement benefits. Nobody go kill you for Biafra and go free. Now wahala, the person don't buy for him head. Oil and gas beneath our ground. Now the people where get the land go control them. Resources go serve the people. Prosperity go spread for all. Anything we there for our land. Now our citizens go manage them. Development go reach every corner. Nobody go suffer again.
No vote buying.
No rigging game. Election fair and play. One woman, one vote.
One man, one vote.
Your voice go matter every day.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for tomorrow.
No more pain, no more sorrow.
Biafra now our only hope. Biafra now our only hope.
Hope for today.
Hope for
Hope for tomorrow. No more pain, no more sorrow. Biafra. Our home, our country,
our future.
our future. Biafra now our only hope. No. No.
My name is David Green, chairman of EMET, the Endowment for Middle East Truth. EMET is the Hebrew word for truth, and the people that you will hear today are all messengers of the truth. We have convened this forum in cooperation with the International Committee on Nigeria to focus on the ongoing existential crisis for Nigerian Christians at the hands of jihadist groups like Boko Haram and the Islamic State, West African Province, among other ISIS-affiliated groups. It is surreal that in the 21st century, in 2026, peaceful people are being kidnapped, enslaved, raped, tortured, and killed in their own native land while their houses, churches, and communities are being burned to the ground. It's estimated that 20,000 Christian churches have been burned in Nigeria since 2009. Nigeria is the most dangerous country on earth to be a Christian. The perpetrators, jihadists, are the personification of evil. They are bigoted, psychopathic killers. They are not peaceful religious missionaries. What is perhaps most disturbing is the relative silence and inaction of the international community in the face of this evil. Western European nations and their elected officials have averted their eyes and done nothing of consequence. International bodies, most conspicuously the United Nations, have done nothing of consequence. Daily horrors mostly go unreported in mainstream media outlets. The silence sends a dangerous message that such atrocities can continue without consequence. That's why the leadership in this room is so important, because meaningful change begins with those willing to step forward. Hineni is a profound word in Hebrew. It's found in Hebrew scripture and translated as, "Here I am." Unqualified readiness to address the task ahead. It was the response given by Abraham, Moses, Samuel, Isaiah, and many other prophets when God called upon them to perform a vital mission. We at Emet and Icon, and I hope all of you here today, are saying Hineni when called to come to the aid of Nigerian Christians and all beleaguered minorities who are under threat from genocidal jihadists throughout Africa and the Middle East. Emet became engaged in this effort through our partnership with Stephen Inata and the International Committee on Nigeria, whose leadership and advocacy have been instrumental in bringing these realities to the forefront. We are proud to stand alongside them in this effort. I am grateful to the enthusiastic response that we received from our speakers today, especially those who have traveled great distances to be with us. You will hear from activists, scholars, faith leaders, and members of Congress who are directing U.S. policy to stop the pogroms in Nigeria. And most compelling, we will hear a personal testimony directly from someone who has been a victim of this jihadist kidnapping and assault and who has witnessed firsthand and experienced these events. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Charles Jacobs, who will serve as our MC for the remainder of the program. Charles is well familiar with jihad in Africa going back more than 25 years. At that time, Charles, working with Christian Solidarity International, led a movement to free the jihad slaves in Sudan. Did you hear what I said? Africans are being enslaved in Sudan, throughout Africa. Shocking. Charles flew into a war zone several times to witness and document the liberation of the slaves. For this, he was presented with the Boston Freedom Award by Coretta Scott King. At that time, his partners in Congress were Representatives Chris Smith and Frank Wolf, who will be with us here today and have spent their lives helping Africans against jihadists. Charles heads the African-Israel Alliance. He's been widely published in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Boston Globe, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Jacobs.
Thank you, David. You're here for an incredible program. You know what we have here today? We have the three top lawmakers who are doing anything and everything they can about stopping the jihad in Nigeria. Believe it or not, today you're going to hear from Frank Wolf, Chris Smith, and Ted Cruz. It's a hat trick. That's like Tinkers to Evers to Chance, if you know baseball. So my daughter called me from Tel Aviv on October 7th, 2023, and she told me what had happened, and I knew immediately what that was because I'd seen it in Sudan. I interviewed survivors of jihad raids there. These were girls who were raped. Same MO. They stormed the village, Allah Akbar, slit the throats of the innocent. They burn people alive. They steal the women and children and make them sex slaves. Jihad is jihad. And then I already had met Stephen Inata, and we formed the African Jewish Alliance. It's my honor to introduce Stephen, who's the president of ICON, International Conference on Nigeria, which is the co-sponsor of this event. Stephen has devoted his life to the people of Nigeria. Under his leadership, ICON has become one of the most authoritative voices in the world documenting the persecution of Nigeria's Christians. No one has done more to make the cries of Nigeria's persecuted Christians than he has. Stephen Anada.
Thank you, Dr. Charles Jacob. My name is Stephen Anada, Executive President, International Committee on Nigeria. We mobilize the international community for religious freedom, human rights, and atrocity prevention in Nigeria and the Sahel. Members of Congress, officials of the State Department, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is an important moment for us to be present and gathered in this room. Nigeria is 5 minutes to midnight. A 10 alarm fire. This is a triage situation, and for more than a decade, it has been misdiagnosed. False narratives and false equivalencies. Framing genocide as climate change, farmer-herder conflict, terrorism as communal violence, and sexual slavery as isolated criminality have diminished the scale of atrocity and lulled the world into inaction. Akon and yourselves are here today to end that silence. We speak for the women and girls whose names the world does not know, and for those whose names it once knew and has since forgotten. They are schoolgirls of Chibok and Dapchi, Leah Sharibu, the farming wives of the Middle Belt, the students seized from dormitories in Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, and Sokoto, and the daughters of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger who have vanished into the forests and camps of terror and sold across the Mediterranean as sex slaves. They were taken by Boko Haram and East Iswap offshoot in the Lake Chad Basin by Fulani militants who raid Christian villages across Plateau, Benue, Kaduna, Taraba, Adamawa, and Kogi, Kwara, etc. by the so-called bandits of Nigerian Northwest who have industrialized mass abduction, and by JNIM, ISIS, and allied jihadist groups sweeping the Sahel. What unites these perpetrators is not geography, but intent to conquer territory, cleanse it of faith and identity, and do so by breaking women's bodies. The survivors, Icon and PSJ's silent slaughter, have documented and described the same ordeal in different tongues, captured in this book. They were forced to marriages at gunpoint, raped by rotation of fighters, compared to bear children of their captors, sold between commanders, starved into submission, and punished for prayer. Those who escape return to communities that often cannot receive them. To children, the world calls bad blood, and to a silence that wounds a second time. This is not collateral damage, it is a weapon. Deliberate strategy deployed as an instrument of genocide against Christian and minority communities and as a tool of terror against who resist. It meets by every measure in international law the threshold of crimes against humanity. ICON urges the United States and the international community to act on four fronts. Rescue those still held. Thousands of women and girls remain in captivity. We call for coordinated intelligence, diplomatic pressure, and operational support to secure their release. Expose and name the perpetrator with the tools of Global Magnitsky Act. Fund survivor rehabilitation. Establish dedicated U.S. and international funding for trauma care, medical treatment, legal aid, economic reintegration, and the children born of rape who must never again be abandoned. Prosecute as crimes against humanity. Support ICC referral, hybrid tribunals, and universal jurisdiction case so the commanders who order these atrocities face justice. The women of Nigeria, I conclude, and the Sahel are not statistics. They are the conscience of this generation. History will record how the free world answered their cry. or how he did not? On their behalf, we ask you to answer. On this note, it's my privilege and honor to bring to this podium the person of Dr. Richard Ikebe, who is a professor of journalism in Atlantic African University, Lagos, Nigeria. He is into peace journalism. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dr. Richard Ikebe.